All right, everybody, welcome back. This is JP Trades. It's going to be my second Bitcoin update today. My video this morning, some reason did not capture my audio from my mic. So here it is. All of that repeated and a little bit more. This is going to be an update of the updates. And we're going to go over what I was going over this morning, as well as what happened today, as well as some new levels on the chart that were created during the day today. So now we can have a plan going into the weekend. So let's start on the 4-hour time frame. As I was saying in the video, we are watching this 4-hour bullish pending market structure shift. We wanted to see if price was going to go break out and continue this uptrend, or if we were just going to SFP this. During that update this morning, we had already taken this high and the SFP was already starting to show itself. And at that time, what I was trying to show, let's see, let's go back. We were somewhere around here, a little bit after 9:30. We saw price come down and I saw this 10-minute order block. When we were about right here in some of these candles, saw this purple 10-minute order block. And I also popped my Fibonacci on the screen and saw that we had this golden pocket right in a nice center spot of that order block. So that is where you would have taken the short from, somewhere in that golden pocket. Put your stop loss at the top of the order block, target the lows here. That was about a 7-hour trade on that retest of the 4-hour SFP. And also in that video, I was trying to say that, hey, let's look at this piece of structure. We see a high and a low, resistance support. What I wanted to see at that time was, okay, if we are going to SFP this, more than likely, I want to also see an SFP of these lows. So basically what this is a run on liquidity of your highs, as well as a liquidity run on your lows. And this is something that happens a lot. And it's a repeatable pattern. And we have strategies that play both sides. So it's easy when you understand the markets and understand what to look for. It's easy to look at these areas as prime areas to take trades from. So what are we looking for now? We did SFP this low and we SFP this high. So now at least we have two new structure points to look at. So let's follow our 1-hour structure back up. We have those two great candles there, following using my 2-candle rule. And then we have this high and this low. So this is your new 1-hour high and low. So now, this is interesting. Now our 4-hour and 1-hour structure points are at the same level, are very close. So this is going to actually be a 1-hour and 4-hour bullish pending market structure shift. For the 1 hour, it would just be a continuation break of structure. But nonetheless, we know what we're looking for. Spell check that. Okay. And now we actually move this to this low. And this is our new 1-hour low. So if price starts to break down from here, we can then look for a back test, maybe somewhere within this range if we create a newly created supply. And then we can short that down to here or even further. We do have a newly created supply here. But same thing for the upside. If this SFP does hold and this is support, I want to see us just continue on this uptrend. Let's grab our levels and order blocks. Let's throw them on the chart. So let's go over a plan at this point now. So we are bouncing. We did get that SFP, but we're also bouncing from an order block as well. So we do have support below these lows, obviously, at this point now. So we do have a naked point of control, naked VWAP, and a fresh daily, all at this level. I really do like this level. Let's pull some volume real quick, see what's going on there. We do have that point of control there. Let me take it from the low. Value area high. So let's take a bigger pull. Okay, yeah, we are bouncing around point of control. Yeah, for this to be bullish, this would be a great. Yeah, okay. Number one, for this to be bullish, we need to really break above this again. This is really adding in a lot of support right here. I'm sorry, a lot of resistance right here. So this area with VWAP, point of control, as well as this newly created order block right here, this is going to be hard to get through unless bulls really come and start pressing the long button, the buy button. So I do like this area for a short down here. Let's go ahead and pull this through the last swing high. Okay, so not much has changed with the point of control. Your range or value area widens just a bit. Again, gives a value area low down here for a nice confluence. You do have a very high volume node right here. So yeah, this level, still same as yesterday, amazing level to look at. So this is market structure coming down, and this is your shift. This is your retest. This is what I want to see here. Same thing here. This is price coming down into your level, price bouncing, having a market structure shift from this high, and this is your retest. This low down here, the 4-hour low, I would like personally to have a massive wick and then come back inside. And if I were to really have my way, I would honestly want price to come down in this $74,000 region. I've been saying this for a long time, just because on this big move up, we did not come back and mitigate this range at all. So at some point, this needs to be mitigated. But I have that idea in one of my swing videos. I've already mentioned that a number of times as well. So let's go back down to lower time frames. Let's go back to the 15. Sorry, I had to update something. Okay, so let's go over here on to Market Monkey really quick and take a look at what happened today, as well as look at this entire move on the macro like we were looking at this here on the 4-hour and the 1-hour. Because this is going to kind of give you my bias. Number one, let's do the local look first. So that SFP that happened here this morning, you can see we had a massive amount of Bitcoin selling right here. There was almost 300 Bitcoin here, over 1,000 Bitcoin here. However, they pulled this order right before slicing through it. So I'm sure some of it got filled, but immediately released it. However, you see 190 Bitcoin on your ask. Your bid side ended up with a 0 at the top, which means there was no selling. And you have this strong wick right here. And you have a massive amount of Bitcoin people that bought Bitcoin at the very top of this wick. So we are talking about that 4-hour market structure shift right here. So in this wick here, you had a few hundred Bitcoin people buying at the top of this wick, and they got trapped, which caused that liquidation, and we had a nice rundown. And of course, this was that retest zone that I showed you with that purple order block and into the Fibonacci area. And again, you had a lot of buying, over 100 Bitcoin being bought here. You have over 100 right here, and price immediately leaves their position and traps them underwater. So as soon as they press the buy button right here, they immediately got in the red. And at some point, they covered their position and got out, which also turns their buy into a sell, leads to a bigger sell-off. So let's take a look at this on a larger time frame. You can see that we're looking at this previous 4-hour low all the way up to current time right here. This is that market structure here. And we can see this whole move up. We have had open interest and CBD aggressively turning down. So that means open interest, there's people leaving the market, and there's aggressors selling at the same time. So how can people be leaving the market and selling, but the price be moving up? So what that means is that there are a lot of shorts that shorted all the way up here and all through this structure that are now covering their position, taking profits, exiting their position, etc., which leads to a buy. So this move right here may not be sustainable. For a sustainable move, it needs to have new longs coming in, new buys, but we're not getting that. So that's the reason why my bias is a little bit more towards the downside. We do have a nice purple cluster here. That could be an algo. Do have a nice level of about 700 Bitcoin, 650-ish, at 88,000 currently. That's probably one of your best levels. There's a little bit of support here and here. And these people look like they just moved theirs up, because that's about 1,000 and this is about 1,000 Bitcoin. So those are really nice levels to look at. So about 88,000 and 93,300. Yeah, I really like this level. All right, so let's get back to what are some of the other setups we can look for the weekend. I do like this area the best right now because of this little liquidity patch. This one down here is looking pretty nice as well at 200. So automatically, that is my favorite. Let's do some volume pools on here. There we are. And I do want to point this out again. the volume, just this program in general, Market Monkey is incredible. Look how fast everything loads. And they have this function on here where if you right click, you can zoom in really quickly. It's very nice. It's very unlike any other program out there. So, and you can also see the latency of the volume profile as you move it. Like you can, it literally changes as you're moving it to like the millisecond. There is no other software that does it this clean. We do have that point of control down here further. So I'll have to say, with that liquidity level sitting around here about $88,000, we have high volume areas. We have a point of control for our fixed volume. You have a lot of confluence at this level. You also have the equilibrium of this range. So let's go over those doodles once again. What this is meaning is I'm wanting to see market structure come into here. Let's do this a little cleaner on the 1 hour. So what I want to see is what I'm drawing is market structure coming into our level, creating a market structure shift right here on this high. And this is going to be your retest. So when I draw this, I want to see market structure look like this in this area. Kind of the same way we're doing at this level here. Market structures coming in, breaking down, doing a doodle like that, right? Same here. So I like both of these areas because these high volume areas align with these order blocks. You also have the 0.5, you have the golden pocket right here. And of course, down here, like I've already mentioned, I really want to see a nice big SFP of this low and come back into the range. Otherwise, if we're going to get bullish right now, right here, instead of revisiting this area, I want to see VWAP reclaimed, break over this high, then have a retest zone to take higher. And that is pretty much it. I will update y'all throughout the weekend if anything really nice happens. Otherwise, I will see y'all next week. Hope y'all had a good Thanksgiving. Spend some time with friends and family this weekend. Get out a little bit. I know a lot of people are going to be doing a lot of shopping. And I would definitely do not sleep on our discounts that we have in our official links for TradingView, Market Monkey, and Bookmap. Bookmap is having some great discounts. Go to their, actually, I'll post it in the Discord, as well as Market Monkey. They're both having some massive discounts today and throughout the weekend, 50, 65%. Even I think Bookmap is doing 30% at the end of this year for their lifetime setup, which was amazing. And the premium on TradingView, I believe, was 70% off. So this is the time of year that I always renew any subscription. And I've already renewed all of mine. So I hope you all do the same. And I will catch y'all on the next video.